And as you release the ego and you realize that you are not the things that you have pretended to be, when you release the ego with love and know that all of the things that you desire to be or become, you can be them and you can become them. Life is simply about exploring, becoming, learning, training, all the things. We don't have to become experts overnight. It does not matter your age. It does not matter your background or where you come from. You don't have to be an expert in anything. You can try and learn whatever you want to try and learn, and you can find the joy in whatever you're doing at that time. A lot of time we put so much pressure on ourselves to become something, to put a status, to be of a status, to have a title, to be ordained in this and ordained in that. All that pressure for what? You are enough just the way you are. Your life is enough just the way you are. And granted, I get it. It may not feel like it when you looking on TV and looking on Instagram and looking on this place and looking at this, and people are doing all these amazing things with their lives, and you may feel like that your life is not measuring up to theirs, but it is not about that. It is not about looking external to you and what other people are doing and measuring your greatness in lieu of someone else's. The mission in life is to look within, to love yourself, to value yourself, to be kind to yourself, to be gentle to yourself, and to know that you are enough. Okay? You are enough just the way you are, and you don't have to pretend to be something you're not. You don't have to put on a facade. You don't have to do that. Your smile, your personality, your character trait, your kindness, your love, your your just you. You are just enough, okay? And when you find that out, when you figure that out, everything else will come. As you shed the ego, realize it is not who you truly are, and you can become who you truly are. You just have to do the work to become who you want to become, authentically, genuinely, and from a place of love. Hey, 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 beautiful people. How are y'all doing? How are you feeling? The energy this week is absolutely amazing. I've been taking more time this week to slow down, to get in tune with myself, and to really just listen to what I need. So I wanted to make this video today to connect with you all on what I've been hearing a lot lately. I've been hearing a lot of surrounding the ego, right? The ego, big bad ego. What are your thoughts when it comes to the ego? Let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts when it comes to the ego? But for me, I have been hearing, let's break free from the ego. Why? Breaking free from the ego is very important because the ego has the ability to create an illusion, to create a false reality. Yes, a false reality. What do I mean by that? When you're or carrying your ego or living from your ego, it is easier to see things unclear, right? To see things from an unclear perspective. The best way that I could describe this is think of the ego as an armor, right? Think of it as a suit, as an outfit, something you put on, right? And it is something that you present to the world. It's on top of you, but it's not who you are, right? Okay, follow me, because I've been trying to think about for my own self, how do I explain the ego? Because I see things in pictures. I see things visually. Like, I'm a visual learner. So I wanted to bring the imagery to you all to help you find a way to shed the ego. Okay? So here we go. Think of the the ego as this big giant metal suit, okay? And you wear the metal suit because you feel as though it protects you, right? You have this mentality that if anything comes your way, if anything happens, you are protected by this suit, right? It's a metal suit, it's heavy, it's bulky, nothing can penetrate the suit, so you wear it, right? And you feel protected. And you go around your life walking around feeling protected, like nothing can happen to you. You have your suit, you feel protected, and then you get an assignment to go to a place you've never been. So for instance, say for instance you live in a certain community and you wear this suit and you're perfectly fine. You do all your day-to-day things and you accomplish everything as normal, but then you get a new assignment to go. Let's say your boss, let's just say for instance you work, and your boss says, hey, I want to invite you to my house. My house, it's on an island, it's up a mountain, and there is about 15 minutes after you park that you're going to have to walk to get to my house. Now, remind you, your boss is inviting you to this so that you can get a promotion. You're going to get new money. You're going to get new ink. You're going to get all these new perks. It's going to be great. But the thing is, you have to get to your boss's house, and you have to get there. So, okay, so you have to get to your boss's house. I'm getting all this right now, okay? So just so y'all know, it's all happening in real time, okay? So you trying to get to your boss's house, you drive there, you're at the location now, and you know there's a 15-minute walk, but you're still wearing this armor. The thing is, in order for you to get up the hill, you're going to have to remove the armor. But remind you, the armor is the ego. The thing that you wear to feel safe, to feel protected. You also believe that this armor is what is even getting you the promotion. So now that you're there, you're like, oh no, I can't take this off. If I take off this armor, I won't even get the promotion, right? But see, this is a new level. You're going to a place you've never been. You're doing something you've never done. And now you have to remove the armor, i.e. the ego. So you start like, nope, I'm just going to try anyway. I'm going to start walking up the hill to get to my boss's house anyway. And what happens? You can't get there. The armor is literally holding you back. It's heavy, you're sweating, and it's too much. So we're looking at the time, and you are now about 15 minutes away from being late, right? You now have to make the decision. Are you going to keep the armor on, or are you going to take it off to get to the destination, to get the promotion? Okay? So as I mentioned, the ego can be like an armor. It's something that we wear. It's something that we hold on to. It's something that we present to the world that makes us feel like we are who we are because of this thing. It could be a job. It could be a marriage. It could be a car. It could be a status, like it could be a type of income level, right? It could be living in a certain neighborhood. It's all these external things that we accumulate that we think make us who we are. But they could be rooted in the ego, right? Meaning, if you feel as though you need all these external things in order to show up, in order to be loved, in order to be validated, in order to feel important, in order to feel special, then that is the sign that the ego may be in the driver's seat. Okay? So let's go back to the story. We're now 15 minutes. You know that if you are late to this meeting with your boss, you are not only going to lose the promotion, you're going to lose the entire job. You're going to lose the entire position. So now you have to decide, are you going to keep this armor on, or are you going to take it off in order to walk up the hill to make it to your boss's house? This is the decision that you have to make. Some will get there and they will say, there is no way that I am going further without my armor. I couldn't make it, I'm going to leave. And they're going to call their boss tomorrow and say, excuse me, I tried to get there, it wasn't possible. I tried to climb the mountain, I couldn't do it. The boss is going to say, okay, well, that's your bad, no problem, goodbye. The boss is not going to really care. You want to know why? Because the boss knew that in order for that individual to go to the next level, that they had to take the armor off. They had to leave the ego behind. They had to do it. The boss knew everything. The boss knew that employee had the potential to be great if they let their ego behind, i.e. the armor in the storyline. But that person decided, I'm not going to do it. So when they called the boss said, too bad. The next person, they go up and they decide to call the boss in the midst of trying to get up there. They call the boss and say, boss, I'm trying to get up here, but it's hard because I'm wearing my armor. You know, the armor that I wear every day at work, the armor that I wear that you asked me to be promoted because I wear this armor. And the boss is going to say, well, you don't need the armor here. So I see you when you get here. That's what the boss said. The boss told this person, you don't need the armor. So I'll see you when you get here. Hangs up the phone. Now this person has to sit there and think to themselves, I don't need it, but I feel like I need it. And I don't know what's up there. How do I know if I can handle the promotion? How do I know I'm going to like the new job? How do I know I even want what's at the top of the mountain? So now this person gets in their head and now they're going back and forth and they're trying to figure out, do I leave it and go forward or do I hold on to it? And what do you think this person decides to do? Well, this person stays in their head so long trying to make a decision that the time is up. They missed the entire meeting. By the time they made the decision to take off the armor, the meeting was over. They missed it. So sometimes being in our head and going back and forth and trying to make all these decisions in order to let go of something that's not serving you could potentially prevent you from making a decision. Don't be the one to get caught up in your head, afraid to let go of something, afraid to take on something new. So now we have the person who's wearing the armor. The armor is heavy, okay? Wearing the armor is heavy. They're actually tired of wearing the armor. This represents someone who is tired of pretending to be something they're not. They're tired of trying to fit in the standards of what everybody else feels they should be. This individual represents the one who has all the things, the house, the car, the money. They have all these material things, which represents the armor, and it's on them. But they feel like this is not really who they are. These material things, these external things, they're not really who they are. So when they get the call from the boss to come up to the mountain and they drive the part that they can drive and then they get out and then now there's the part where you have to walk 15 minutes up the hill to get to the boss's house. As soon as they get out, they can feel the heaviness. They could feel the weight. They could feel that the armor is weighing them down. They can feel it. They know that in order for me to get there, I cannot carry this with me. I cannot hold on to this. So this person immediately starts to take off the armor. They're crying, they're kicking, they're screaming, They're remembering everything the armor represented for them in their life. They know what it represented. They know what it meant, but they're letting it go. And as they let go each piece, they begin to walk towards the boss's house. This individual actually makes it on time, removes the armor, is wearing their natural self, right? And they make it up to the top. And the boss is there to greet them. And the boss is so happy. The boss is ecstatic that they made it. Let's think of the boss as spirit, as God, as universe. Spirit, God, universe will call us, will offer us so many beautiful things, will offer us the dreams that we dream, the best life, the best of everything. But Spirit God will also say, I need you to let go of some things. I need you to leave some things behind. I need you to drop your ego. I need you to heal your heart. I need you to forgive these people, right? And these sometimes, I need you to look at your childhood. Sometimes these are the hardest things to do. They have to be done. Because just as the story with the armor, they're too heavy. They are weighing you down and you cannot make it to where you want to go. So let's bring it all full circle. Today, the message is about realizing what is weighing you down, what is heavy, what is keeping you from reaching your destination, what is keeping you from living the life of your dreams. The ego will connect itself to us, making us believe that we need it, that we need to show up and be something bigger. We need to exaggerate ourselves. We need to make up parts of who we are in order to be liked, in order to be accepted, in order to be loved. But that is the lie. The ego will lie to you and tell you you need to become something that you're not in order to get something that you want. But the only way to get what you really want is to be who you truly are, to know who you truly are. And a lot of time we have created an image. We've created an image of ourselves, and we walk around this world expecting people to love us and respect us from this egotistical image. And really, that's not even truly who we are. So what I wanted to share with you all today is to let go of the ego, let go of the image, let go of the lies, the things that you know are not really you, the things that you are trying to fit into for someone else or for society or for your family or for whoever you think that you are trying to measure up to, fit in with. Please let it go. I want you to find what works for you. Find what is your joy. Find what is your love, right? As I think about the ego, I realize this. I realize that the ego tells you you're not enough. The ego tells you you need to do more. The ego tells you that you need to present yourself, that you need to measure up, that you need to compare yourself, that you need to, the ego will tell you that you need to create a facade or an external image to present to the world in order to belong or to fit in or to be accepted. But I'm here to tell you, no, 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 and no. Do you hear me? No. That is not the answer. That is not the way. It is time to break free from the ego and the lies, okay? Because one thing the ego is, it is a liar. Like, I can draw all the pictures I want to draw. I can create all the imagery and the visualizations to explain what the ego is. But if I could choose one word, I would say the ego is a liar. Yes. And it lies in a way that is very sneaky, condescending, and tricky, right? It tells you that you need to present yourself as more, as this, as that. No. Present yourself as you are. And those who love you, those who accept you, those who care about you, will love and care about you just as you are. Okay? I also want to leave you with this. The ego stinks. Yes, 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 it stinks, spiritually speaking. Okay? Someone who's walking around with their ego puffed up and like, ha ha ha. Spiritually speaking, it smells, and you can actually smell it from far away. You don't want to be a part of that. You don't want to be the person in the room that is radiating a odor of lying about who they are. Okay? The ego will blind you, spiritually blind you, where you can't see that you look crazy, that you look like a silly person. Okay? Those who do the inner work, those who heal the wounds, and those who let go of the ego can see your ego clear as day. The ego is defensive, manipulative, aggressive, lies, will not take accountability, does not like transparency, will not be forthcoming. So the ways of the ego will make you unattractive. The ways of the ego will make you less desirable, which is very ironic because the reason people walk and operate from their ego is because they want to be more attractive. They want to be more magnetic. They want people to like them. They want people to gravitate towards them. But when you're operating from an egotistical place, it actually creates the opposite. So this message truly is about show up being authentic to who you are on the inside. You don't need to feel like you have to create things that you've never done, say things that you say that you've been to places you've never been. Oh, I'm a well-traveled traveler, but you don't have a passport. Why are you lying? Do you understand? Oh, I've dined with the finest chefs. I've worked with the finest chefs. Chef, Chef Ramsay actually is, you know, my main man. But you don't know how to boil a pot of water. You don't even know how to cook. Why are you lying? Do you understand? This is how the ego shows up. It actually makes people look like cartoon characters. So don't lie about who you are. Embrace who you are. Love who you are. Figure out who you are. If you love traveling, if you want to travel, speak it into existence. I am researching traveling. I'm exploring traveling. I'm looking into traveling. I love the thought of traveling. You can express what you love without lying about who you are. Okay? That is the most important thing. Okay? Find the joy and find the love in who you are as you are. And anything that you want to change, upgrade, make better, improve, do it. Do it, enjoy it, love it, and make the best of it. But the only way that we are going to have a better world and a better life is when we start being real with ourselves and real with everyone around us. Just remember this: on the journey of self love, reinventing yourself, becoming new, shedding old, shedding the past, letting go of things that no longer serve you, letting go of people that no longer serve you, changing your habits, breaking free from shame, breaking free from the ego, saving your self-love. All these concepts that I'm talking about are real life things that I deal with on a daily basis. They are real life things that I am working through, have worked through, and I understand that I will always have to work through them. So I am simply bringing this information to you to help you along the journey as well. It can be very, very difficult to let go of everything you ever knew and become something new. So today's information is really about the video, the content. Today was about talking about letting go of the representations of who you pretend to be in order to be who you truly are. And a lot of times that representation is rooted in things that are not true. A lot of times that representation is rooted in a false image. I am Yazil. Everything self-love, healing of self, loving of self. That is what I talk about. That is what I'm focused on. And that is what I'm here to help you with. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Feel free to like, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments, how do you know your ego? How do you identify with your ego? For me personally, my ego show, shows up, well, it used to show up when it came to control. When it comes to controlling something, like being the leader and making sure things happen a certain way. I feel like my ego would come in feeling like I was the only one that could do it. I was the one that had to make it happen, that I knew best, and that I was the only one that could do it. My ego made me believe that, so because of that, I was working overtime. When my ego showed up and made me feel like I was the only one that could handle everything, that put me in the position that I had to do everything. I was in a hyper masculine energy, feeling like everyone else around me needed me, that I was the one who had all the answers, that I had to figure it out for everyone, and that it wouldn't get done unless I did it. That type of egotistical mindset comes from a place of feeling like I need to fix everything. But once you identify the ego and you are able to realize how it's controlling you, how it's trying to take control of your life, and then you can change the direction. This is Yazil. You have the power to change everything and anything in your life that you do not like, to create the life that you truly desire. I am sending you so much love, and I thank you for spending this time with me today. I hope that you got something out of it. Please let me know in the comments, how are you breaking free from your ego? Talk to you soon.